day 58, Monday, and I've been out here since a little bit after 6. Sun's just starting to come up, and today I get to break fast after 5 days of the full temple reset fast with a shake every day. So I was debating if I was going to go into paleo or not, and I was like, well, why would I not do paleo? I do a slightly modified because I do, wow, the birds are happy today. Because I do pacha bread, which is buckwheat. That bird must be on top of this song. Wow. The birds are singing for me this morning. My understanding is that buckwheat is like a pseudo grain. It's more like a seed than a grain. So I've done well with it, and it's helped me to have, I do pacha bread, which is helpful for me to have a healthy bread choice so that I don't just totally go off. So I think I'm going to break fast with a steak, some pacha bread, and I'm thinking some creamed spinach, but I'm gonna use coconut cream and maybe some cashew cream cheese and some nutritional yeast and some mushrooms in that, which sounds really good. And maybe like either some sweet potato or carrot. That's what I'm thinking I'm gonna break fast with. So I'm not excited or anything about that. This morning even, I was like, why don't I just put all of my collagen and fat in my coffee and just start that way, breaking my fast. But I was like, why would I do that when I've made it this far and there's still benefits happening by me waiting to consume calories until this afternoon. So I've done really well. I'm really happy with my body, and I feel like this has been a really successful fast. It's felt good. I haven't pushed it too hard. There's been some sauna sessions it's like, pushing it a little bit, but I really enjoy the sauna. So it's like, if I go a little hard, then I just need a little bit more water and a little bit more salt and a little bit of time to rest, and then I bounce back. But I haven't felt too much like low blood sugar, which I had struggled with before, or nausea, which I just struggled with before, or digestive problems. So I'm gonna say this is all a win and all great information to know where my body's at. And then the benefits of this fast are only gonna improve where my body's at a base level. So I feel like I can say that paleo has been super helpful in the healing of my gut. So I'm gonna continue, like that was kind of part of the inspiration for the full temple reset fast, was just to know that I had gone off paleo and that my intention was to return to it as my main practice. I've done well with it, so I'm going to return to that and believe that that I am taking my body to the next level of health and wellness and fertility. So that feels really good. Today it's really cold here, so just having to run the pipes to make sure the pipes don't freeze. It's really cold in Indiana, where our excavating business is. My husband owns an excavating business. I do the bookkeeping, and we also have a house remodel project that still needs to get finished in Indiana. So luckily my sister's gonna go over there and run the water, and hopefully everything's fine there. The house is well insulated, so, but just being aware of, the season, the temperature, and just praying, that everything is safe and functioning well. And it's a new day, it's a new chapter. Some, challenging emotions came up around decisions yesterday, and no bad decisions, just moving forward. So I feel comfortable in the choice that I made, and processing just the move and some other things that were coming up yesterday, and just short, quick timelines that caused some emotions and some juggling of things to try to get moved. In less than 2 weeks basically is when we're gonna start moving. So it's gonna be packing time, and embracing the ceremony of the move and letting go of this chapter and this beautiful, wonderful location and this amazing sauna, and manifesting that we are able to invest in a sauna at the new house with time. So everything has its season, and this has been such an incredible, amazing chapter in my life, and I'm so grateful, and all the synchronicities with Fit for Service that led me to being in Austin and in this house, and living in community with Fit for Service family, and beginning the next chapter of living in community with Fit for Service family in Wimberley. So I'm really excited. I'm scared. I'm nervous. There's, a lot of stuff coming up about living in a bigger house, on a bigger property by the river, more immersed in nature. Wow, just another bird just swooping around. Bird energy today. Lots of big changes. And trusting that I'm building a new foundation, and that I'm ready for that. That I've put in the work and said my prayers, and it's happening. It's here, it's now. So, yeah, I ended my evening connecting with another Fit for Service sister yesterday, having a great catch up, which felt really nourishing and synchronistic. I think I really needed that. Many nudges were touched on in that. So just allowing that all to simmer. And mostly I'm just so happy that I'm feeling so good ending this fast. And I did it by myself. I did not plan it. I kind of just knew that if my moon was coming, then I would consider doing the fast, because that's the best time to fast to not disrupt the hormones. And I muscle tested it. Like, is my body ready to do this? Is this a good choice? And my body said yes. And it's just another validation that the muscle testing does work. And I also stayed really open this time that, like, if it doesn't feel good, if I'm pushing too hard, if it's not nourishing my body, I'll just quit. I'll just, transition out of fast. So, the word quit feels heavy, but it's like, I'm gonna listen to my body. That's the whole point. If it's not nourishing, then there's not a good point of doing that. But I'm grateful to know that my body was ready to do this, and to purge, and to clear out, and the benefits of this fast can last 6 months or beyond. So that feels great to know that I've done this at a very challenging time in my life. Like, old me would have found out the news about the river house and wanted to go celebrate with food and maybe libations. And instead I celebrated with water. and I let that be enough, and it was. So, celebrating all the wins of this chapter in my life, and recognizing the challenges and the pains of letting go and surrendering, of making tough decisions, and trusting that I can't make a wrong decision, and also trusting that making the leap so quickly has helped me to land where I'm meant to be. That's what happened last year, 2 years ago. There was a nudge to move to Austin, and that came up in December, and by January we had come here to test run it for a month, and by February we were packing, and by April we were here. So after doing a month-long permaculture project elsewhere. So yeah, sometimes you just really gotta jump in with both feet, and I'm recognizing that pattern in my life. When the possibility of this house move came up, it was like, okay, it's time for a new chapter, and I jumped in with both feet, and we found this river house that we loved, and unfortunately the owners took it off the market after we filled out the application. They decided they wanted to work on it, and I could have stewed in the grief of that because I really liked that place, but I let that be inspiration to see if I could find another river house. And there was another house that I had overlooked and not realized that it was also by the river, and it turns out to be what our house is going to be now. And it's on 29 acres. And it's spacious, and it checks a lot of boxes and then some, and it's just a huge opportunity for honing in on the reason I came here. And part of the reason we just chose to move to Austin was to be with community and to be more connected with nature and to engage with permaculture. So it feels like there's some dialing in that's happening, and it was a hard meandering of what's the next chapter, but I listened deeply, and the river was calling, and luckily, thankfully, that's what's meant to be. And so it's a really cold here now, but it's gonna warm up soon, and I'm gonna get to spend a lot of time in the river, and that feels so nourishing. So, you know, if you gotta let go of something, it's great to be able to embrace something new. It brings excitement and joy. So, just trusting the process and leaning into the super give, the surrender, with immense amount of faith. Faith was my word last year, and it feels like this time in my life has really invited me to practice that on the next level. So, which provided a miracle, which is my word for this year, is miracles. And it's not like just these huge, you know, notable biblical miracles, but the miracles in every day. And so I can feel into the miracle of the progress my body has made, my mind and mental health have made, the miracle of waking up to another day, and to stepping into the next chapter of the journey with open arms and an open heart, and knowing that I'm not meant to hold on to things. I'm not necessarily meant to know what's next. I'm just meant to follow my bliss and the whispers of my heart. So that's what I'm doing, and it's led me to the river and into another Fit for Service Summit, which will be here before I know it. So it's like less than 2 weeks before moving, and then like about 2.5 weeks after that or so, I'll be on the road to the last Fit for Service Summit. What an interesting time in life. It's almost 2 o'clock. It's been a bit of a challenging day. We found out our investment property, our house flip in Indiana, got broken into. So that's not good news. We don't know if anything was taken or not. So, not fun.
Another open loop that needs to be handled. On the positive side, I'm getting ready to break my fast. I just had a coffee with my collagen and protein powder to like kind of prime myself, and that went well. So I'm breaking fast with steak and some cream spinach that I made with cashews and nutritional yeast and coconut cream and mushrooms and onions and garlic and some roasted carrots, and then I might have some cinnamon raisin pacha bread. Oh, it's another day that I haven't filmed much. I did just make myself a little treat of a date split in half with a little cashew cream cheese, 3 pistachios on each date, and 3 chocolate chips on each date. So it's like a little sweet treat. And of course you could eat more nuts if you wanted to. I mean, this is just because that's what fit. Okay. I have my lights dim, so it's really hard to see. Anyways, I found some great furniture for my new house today at some really cool vintage thrift shops here in Austin, which I haven't done like hardly any of, but wow, I found some great stuff today, which I'm really grateful for at very great prices. So love to find some great things for the new house. So that feels good, but just lots of, oh my gosh, moving pieces, things to sort out, a lot of mind racing. But overall, I'm actually staying calm because I'm prioritizing slowing down. So it is time for my sweet treat and an episode of the Great British Baking Show, and then bed.